Hey, hello, बच्चा लोग क्या हाल है? I just saw Sanjeev's comment. Hunk late as usual. कोई नहीं था भाई यहाँ पे. I was just waiting for वो होता ना एक nudge. I was waiting for your nudge कि कब आके संजीव मुझे बोले कि अंक is late as usual. I was waiting for that. और कुछ नहीं भाई. और कुछ भी नहीं है. लेकिन but yeah, Sanjeev, how's it going, man? Long time no see. I think this is the first live stream we are doing after the Champions League final. Yeah, we did it with along with Advait. It was 10, 7, 8, 9 days back to be precise. So yeah, it's been a long time, but there will be plenty of streams during the World Cup. Yeah, but I'll just wait for more people to join so that I can tell you about my plans. So, but yeah, Sanjeev, how's it going, man? क्या हाल है? How's it going? How is everyone? Today is what? आजकल ये समझता नहीं है सारा डेट कौन सा है वो आज टुडे इज ट्यूसडे राइट. Oh, yeah, yeah. Today is Tuesday. So I'm sure you guys, a lot of you must be busy right now, must be working and all that. My phone is 10% still came to this stream just to say Ank is late. क्या डेडिकेशन है भाई संजय यार तेरा. क्या डेडिकेशन है. I'm really proud of you. Your favorite football Ank is really proud of you. But yeah, क्या हाल है संजीव? How's it going? All right, it's getting really okay. This is nonsense. Why? क्यों मेरी स्ट्रीम अटक रही है यार? मैं यहाँ पे चेक कर रहा हूँ तो स्ट्रीम अटक रही है मेरी. I have no idea why that is happening right now. Hmm. How is Mumbai weather? To be very honest, Mumbai weather is very bad right now. It's extremely humid. Everyone is eagerly waiting for rains to start. एंड जब ये रेन चालू होने के बाद सब लोग बोलेंगे कि अरे यार रेन इतनी क्यों हो रही है, वो खत्म क्यों नहीं होता. आई थिंक द पीपल इन मुंबई आर ओनली हैप्पी व्हेन ड्यूरिंग 3 महीने का जो नाम का विंटर होता है जिसमें 20 डिग्री टेम्परेचर होने के बाद मुंबई में सबको लगता है अरे बाप रे, अपने यहाँ पे तो कश्मीर जैसा हो गया. आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ अस आर वेटिंग फॉर विंटर टू स्टार्ट और एटलीस्ट रेनी सीजन टू स्टार्ट. लेकिन रेनी सीजन में क्या हो जाता है वो भी बोलता हूँ मैं. रेनी सीजन वन स्टार्ट्स, वो क्या हो जाता है, स्टार्टिंग में थोड़ी बारिश आ जाती है, उसके बाद थोड़े दिन के लिए रुक जाती है और उसमें और गांड लग जाती है हमारी. बहुत बहुत लग जाती है क्योंकि ह्यूमिडिटी इज जस्ट थ्रू द रूफ. तो और हालत खराब हो जाती है यार. तो या आई मीन आई होप रेन स्टार्ट्स मैन. इट विल देयर विल बी रेन्स ड्यूरिंग द वर्ल्ड कप. यूजुअली लास्ट ईयर तक क्या होता था कि वो पूरा साइकिल जैसा थोड़ा सा चेंज हो गया राइट. सो 14 या 15 13 या 14 जून में और आफ्टर 10 जून रेन यूज टू स्टार्ट. अभी क्या हो रहा है वो एट टाइम्स इट इज इन द लास्ट वीक ऑफ में. एट टाइम्स वो स्टार्ट चालू हो जाता है लास्ट वीक ऑफ में और उसके बाद रुक जाता है थोड़े दिन के लिए. ऐसा उथल पुथल हो गया है मुंबई का वेदर. हे आदित्य, क्या हाल है यार? हाउस इट गोइंग? व्हाट्स हैपनिंग विद यू? I hope you're enjoying your break. Of course, me and Aditya spoke like a few minutes back, but yeah, still I hope you're enjoying your break. संजय इज सेइंग हैदराबाद में तो तूफान आया है. सीरियसली इतनी बारिश हो रही है अभी हैदराबाद में? हैदराबादी ट्रेंड सो मच वी डोंट हैव इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सिंस 3 hours. अरे वाह. मतलब नॉट अरे वाह बिकॉज यू हैव नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. इट मेक्स मी अप्रिशिएट हमारा मुंबई का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. क्योंकि बारिश कितनी भी हो, मतलब ऐसा आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि देयर आर नॉट नो पावर इश्यूज. But there aren't power issues because of excessive rain. At times it happens, but not always. So yeah, it makes me a bit proud of being a Mumbaiker. बाकी मुंबई में कुछ इंफ्रा इज फक्ड इन मुंबई. आपको हर दूसरी गली में आपको खड्डे दिखेंगे, किसी ना किसी यहाँ पे खोद दिया है. सब जगह पे रीडेवलपमेंट चालू है. तो इतनी ज्यादा धूल मिट्टी है सब जगह पे. My throat infection, it's simply not going away. I'm just tired of this nonsense. And it's all allergy ka hai. But yeah, that's about that. Tufan to is movie starring Mangesh Akhtar. It took me a few seconds to actually realize what you're trying to say, Aditya. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. By the way, is there any new movie you guys have seen? Let me know, guys. Because अभी I was watching Game of Thrones again for first 2 3 seasons again and again, एंड दैट्स अबाउट इट। और कुछ नया मैंने देखा नहीं है। मैंने अभी धुरंधर रिवेंज हॉटस्टार पे आ गया, तो मैं 2 3 दिन से बीच बीच में वो देख रहा हूँ, बिकॉज आई एम येट टू वॉच इट। वो स्टार्ट से एंड तक मैंने अभी तक देखा नहीं है, बट आई नो ड्यू टू मीम्स एंड ड्यू टू इंस्टाग्राम एंड ड्यू टू सोशल मीडिया, आई नो एग्जैक्टली उसमें क्या है धुरंधर में। लेकिन बीच बीच में मैं देखता रहता हूँ, while eating, while having lunch, something like that. Yeah. Hyderabad also, there were no power issues, but since Congress came along, the power cuts have started. अरे यार, है ना, कोई भी बीजेपी कांग्रेस कोई भी नालायक लोग आएंगे ना, लेट्स नॉट गेट इनटू पॉलिटिक्स, वो बहुत ही इरिटेटिंग का चीज है। बीएमसी वाला वाज सो इंस्पायर्ड बाय अरे यार आदित्य, आई टेल यू समथिंग, मतलब मुंबई हैज ब्यूटीफुल पीपल along with probably the worst, I don't want to say the worst infra in the country, but most definitely the worst infra in metro cities. मेरे ख्याल से कलकत्ता कलकत्ता की इंफ्रा और गंदी है, लेकिन मुंबई की इंफ्रा यार बहुत दिमाग खराब हो जाता है। बहुत दिमाग ही खराब हो जाता है यार उसमें। बकवास चालू रहता है, कुछ भी बकवास चालू रहता है। तो या क्या बोले यार। हे सुशांत, काय म्हणतोस? हाउ इज इट गोइंग? काय चालू है? वेयर इज शिवरांशु? शिवरांशु आई थिंक इज बिजी करंटली। ही उसका यहाँ पे ही यूज्ड टू वर्क एट ई एंड वाई नाउ, केपीएमजी या ई एंड वाई, दोनों में से एक, हाँ केपीएमजी। तो अभी ही शिफ्टिंग टू भुवनेश्वर फॉर हिज एमबीए, तो मेरे ख्याल से उस चक्कर में वो फंसा हुआ है। बट या गाइस, लेट मी नो इफ यू हैव वॉच्ड एनी रीसेंट मूवीज, बिकॉज आई हैवंट। अब मेरे को लगता है वर्ल्ड कप खत्म होने तक और कोई मूवी देख भी नहीं पाएंगे बिल्कुल। बट बाय द जस्ट आई just give you a brief idea of what our plans are during the World Cup. So I'm planning to have one daily stream. uh, मतलब बेसिकली क्या है ना कि वॉच अलोंग्स तो चालू चालू रहेंगे अपने। I'll definitely do watch alongs for the first game of the World Cup, watch alongs for all the big games, that is for sure, or for all the big teams जहाँ पे crucial games है। But due to fucked up timings, watch along हर चीज हर गेम का करना थोड़ा सा difficult हो जाएगा। It will be a challenge. अगर कतार वर्ल्ड कप अभी होता तो we would have definitely pulled this off. वो easily कर पाते हैं हम लोग, but that's simply not possible. So what I'm planning is, I'm planning to have a daily stream वर्ल्ड कप का, जो रहेगी at about 8:30 and 9 बजे, where more and more people can join and we can talk about World Cups. We can talk once in a while, we'll have a quiz. I don't want to have quiz every day, फिर उसका मजा चला जाता है पूरा। So during that time we can have different people. So Advait was on the stream during Champions League final. I can invite one of you guys. I can invite a few of my friends. क्या होता है ना वो कि you'll get a different sort of perspective. I'm trying to get in touch with a couple of creators who are decent. I really like what they do. So we'll try to get them on. So that, but I'm trying to have एक स्ट्रीम एक टाइम पे। सो फॉर एग्जांपल से 8:30 और 9, और जब भी 9:30 का कुछ गेम रहेगा तो ऑफ कोर्स विल नॉट हैव दैट। हम लोग तभी वी कैन स्टार्ट दैट स्ट्रीम एट 8:30 और वो वॉच अलोंग कर देंगे आगे, क्योंकि आई थिंक द फर्स्ट स्पेनिश गेम इज एट 9:30। So we can have something like that. As I said, I'll try to have daily stream so that I can interact with you more, and we can have. So there are so many different angles, right? You don't have to talk about uh, just games, right? Just to give you an example, we can talk about what happened with Spain. अगर स्पेन की मैच है तो उसके पहले क्या हुआ था? We can talk about, say, a team like Curacao. We can talk about that. There is so much material to talk about during any World Cup, be it past or present. There are so many great stories. I mean, just imagine, just look at what's happening with Tim Penn right now. That's ridiculous. I think some Argentine content creator said that make him famous, and now he has millions of followers. And forget about everything else. आप उसका देखो, उसका फाइनेंशियली उसके लिए कितनी अच्छी बात है। Now, since he has so many followers, he'll get so many brand deals. वो अच्छा है उसके लिए. So good to him, man. Good to him. So there are so many. I mean, Tim Paine is sort of a digital story, but again, Now you have, say, Uzbekistan. They are managed by Fabio Cannavaro. Now, Fabio Cannavaro is one of the greatest defenders of all time. Fabio Cannavaro in 2006 World Cup is probably the best defensive performance I've seen at the World Cup. There are so many things to talk about. So we can have that. All right. Yeah, he's basically he's into consulting. That's right. That's right. Shivanshu is into consulting. Mangesh's generation run coming from the 11th. आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ स्टार्टिंग इट मतलब मुझे कल से करनी है लेकिन लेट्स सी क्या होता है लेट्स सी क्या होता है ऑल्सो वी आर लॉन्चिंग द लोगो न्यू लोगो इज किक एस केस बहुत अच्छा लोगो है मतलब आई एम रियली रियली इम्प्रेस्ड बाय इट I mean, a couple of my friends, a friend and his wife, they are helping me. They helped me during all this. Of course, they are very talented people, and I think you guys will like the logo. The currently logo that we use for YouTube or Instagram or social media in general. We also have a Spotify presence on Spotify, by the way. So last season, what we decided that we'll talk about weekend action every week and we'll keep uploading it. वो लेकिन वो continue इतना हुआ नहीं because we started getting into YouTube lives and that kind of stuff. But I also want the presence of Spotify क्योंकि Spotify में क्या होता है ना, so I like the feel of podcast. Like we do currently we are doing for squad reviews. The squad review is what basically squad review is basically it's just two people talking to each other and it's like a podcast, right? I like the feel of podcast. I like that conversational touch. तो हम लोग ने वो करना चालू किया था बट आई वांट टू गेट मोर सच कंटेंट आउट देखते हैं वो कैसा होता है न्यू हाँ लेकिन वो कल हो रहा है कल नहीं होगा तो परसों पक्का हो रहा है वर्ल्ड कप की फर्स्ट गेम चालू होने से पहले लोगों का हो रहा है 100% हो रहा है क्योंकि उसका उसका बेसिकली जो भी उसका एआई का काम है नॉट एग्जैक्टली एआई का काम नहीं है कुछ बट उसका थोड़ा सा ग्राफिक कुछ ऐड करना है तो मेरा और एडिटर का उस पर काम चालू हो गया ऑलरेडी तो या न्यू लोगो इज रियली गुड यू गाइस आर गोइंग टू लव इट आई थिंक यू गाइस विल लव इट बिकॉज आई एब्सोल्युटली लव इट उसके लिए बहुत एक महीने से हम लोग का बैक एंड फोर्थ चालू था एंड या इट्स रियली गुड very creative work done by two very super creative people so yeah you guys will definitely love it by the way just in case we start just in case as in we are definitely going to start it but जब भी हम लोग का ये चालू होगा uh, you guys tell me what time is suitable for you for daily streams I'm thinking 7:30 लेकिन 7:30 I'm not really sure if 7:30 को सब लोग available होंगे so I'll probably do it by 9 o'clock so 9 to 10 or something like that we'll have a daily stream एक घंटा सवा घंटा जो भी रहेगा उसके बाद जब भी मैच होगी तभी we'll start with the watch along वो कर सकते हैं हम लोग no I haven't I'll get one मतलब a friend of mine he's getting me one वो एक ब्राजील का जर्सी मुझे ये कर रहा है so I'll either Brazil or Argentina. I don't recall it, but I'll use it. It's a really nice jersey. So ये करूँगा a couple of jerseys. I'm going to order. I'm yet to order, but I'll definitely order. See, I really like जो vintage jersey है. I love it. I absolutely love it because I don't support a particular international team. It's or particular national team. We had Jumni Abhishek and Rohit have a running joke about an international team but we have that sort of matlab, since I don't have a support I don't mind wearing vintage jerseys because there are so many great jerseys if you look at someone like something like Batistuta ka Euros ka jersey of course this is World Cup but I'm just giving you an example Batistuta Euros ka jersey or say Baggio World Cup ka jersey Bergkamp ka jersey. I mean, there are so many. Maldini, Edgar David, so many. So मैं देखता हूँ वो एक तो the पंगा with this nonsensical. If you look at classic football jerseys, it is exorbitant man. वो परवड़ता ही नहीं है भैंचो. बहुत बहुत महंगा है वो, बहुत ज्यादा महंगा. But yeah, let's see. Hey Advait, how's it going? I heard Advait is still celebrating his title. ऐसा मुझे मैंने मैंने मेरे मुझे सुनने में आया मेरे ख्याल से बैंगलोर टाइम्स में आया था कि one guy is still celebrating, going bonkers every night to celebrate his team's title. Yeah. The legendary Dino Zoka clean sheet record came to an end when Emmanuel Shannon from Haiti scored against him. Do you expect Haiti to repeat? Um, this is actually a good trivia. I did not know this. So we are talking about 1974 World Cup, right? Because in 1980, Denisov was 40, I think, at the time. So I did not know this. I did not know this. By the way, there is one from. I'm not really sure. I'll definitely look into this. Definitely look into this, Aditya. संचित काय म्हणतोस काय चाललंय मँगो मॅन आज सकाळी बिझी आहे थोडासा तो सुट्टीवर होता बट ही इज अ बिट बिझी म्हणून तो नाही आला Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. Killer jerseys. Some jerseys are absolutely brilliant. No doubt. No doubt. Bruno breaking six assists in a single World Cup record. Actually, I'll tell you what will happen with Bruno. He is going to have a same problem. He is going to have the same problem that he has with Manchester United. That he creates tons of chances, but a lot of people miss. I mean, basically, they they miss it. Their finishing is completely off the mark. But the issue he might have with Portugal is in front of him plays a guy who's 41, 42, and he is not going to make the runs, make those runs like he used to do, say, 8 years back. So that's going to be a huge issue for Bruno. I think there is a good chance that he will have a tournament of his life. But who is going to finish it? Who is going to finish for the chances? Ronaldo is extremely slow. He is extremely good at not. I don't want to say extremely slow, but of course he's 41, man. You can't expect him to be the same Ronaldo he was 8 years back. Yeah. Fan Fenman said Kamantara. Kalis is not. See, this just winds me up. That crick info idiots. Fucking idiots. On what universe? Jack Callis is the greatest cricketer of this century. And I know by century we mean that post 2000. That's not possible. Jack Callis is a fantastic player. I'm not even denying that Jack Callis is a great cricketer. Absolutely, he is. Not even denying that. But he is not the greatest cricketer of this century. I'll give you one example. Okay. If we decide to sort of draw teams, pick teams the old fashioned way, here I are, टॉस किया मैं एक प्लेयर को लेता हूं तू एक प्लेयर को ले आई मीन अगर कोई टॉस जीत गया one guy will pick Sachin, the other guy will pick Lara और vice versa. एक लारा लेगा दूसरा सचिन लेगा उसके बाद शायद ऐसा हो जाएगा कि एक next could be Ponting or someone else. But we know for sure Lara and Sachin 99% of times they will not be in the same team. You can't say that about Jack Ellis. I mean, Jack Ellis can play with Lara or with Sachin. Jack Ellis will never be first two names either with batting or with bowling. He was a fine player. He was a great cricketer. But this is madness. ये पागल हो गया ये हिस्टोरिज्म इन फुटबॉल सॉरी हिस्टोरिज्म इन क्रिकेट बहुत दिमाग खराब करता है मेरा जैक कैलिस वाज अ ग्रेट क्रिकेटर बट by no means he is the greatest cricketer of this century ये पागल हो गए लोग I don't know क्या होता है लोगों को and the people who voted or people who picked Jack Ellis are people who have played international cricket. So I'm not going to say that I understand cricket better than them. We are talking about people like Alan Donald. But in what universe Jack Ellis the greatest cricketer of the century? Yeah, I mean, how many people can say that Jack Ellis is in their top five batsmen of all time? How many people can say Jack Ellis is in their top five bowlers of all time? That's madness. I'm not saying that you might pick him in top five. Like when you talk about great all-rounders, Gary Sobers is regarded as probably the second greatest batsman after John Bradman. And he was good at a lot of other things. Richard Hadley, Imran Khan, they were regarded as one of the greatest bowlers. They are regarded as one of the greatest bowlers of all time. And they were decent with batting. ये क्या चालू हो गया nonsense? मेरा दिमाग खराब होता है ये जैक कैलिस की वजह से. Again, he is a great cricketer. But आप अगर if you ask me my top five batters, why am I calling them batters? Top five batsmen. It's always going to be Sachin, Lara, probably Sachin, Lara, Ponting, Peterson, and I would pick someone like Graham Thorpe because I'm a huge Graham Thorpe fan. I can understand that you do if you don't pick Graham Thorpe, that's absolutely fine. लेकिन जैक कैलिस किधर से आ गया यार? If you talk about top five bowlers, you have again मैं जैसा बैट्समैन का बोल रहा था, Vaughan and Murli will never be in the same team. One guy will pick Vaughan, the other guy will pick Murli. So if you talk about top five greatest bowlers, okay, forget about Alan Donald. Alan Donald I'm a huge Alan Donald fan. Again, if you pick top five bowlers of this century, you will have someone like Glenn McGrath, Shane Warne, Muralidharan, बाकी सब छोड़ दो Dale Steyn. You have someone like Jasprit Bumrah as a bowler ahead of Jack Ellis. ये क्या madness चल रहा है आजकल? पागल हो गए सब लोग. Cricket hysterism just winds me up. हाँ. When did Batistuta? Batistuta किधर बोला बे साले? मैं रूई कोस्टा बोला. Or did I say Batistuta by mistake? I thought I said Rui Costa. Hello Mangesh, can you do prediction type by going? अरे we'll do that. We'll हम लोग करते हैं वैसा we'll do something like that. We'll definitely do something like that. I suck at predictions, by the way. I'll tell you that. So there is a good chance that I'll get so many things wrong. But yeah, let's try that. Is your history? So basically, someone gifted this plant to my mom. तो मैंने लग दिया यहाँ पे कुछ अच्छा कुछ फील आने के लिए मॉडर्न आर्ट का फील आने के लिए यहाँ पे मैंने प्लांट रख दिया है वो. तो या राम राम. गुड मॉर्निंग सीएम साहब. मंगेश अंकल. Yes, I have. That is true. That is true. Mangesh Kotri. See, I'll tell you something. I really like Jack Ellis. I think Jack Ellis is a fantastic player, but this madness of Jack Ellis being the greatest cricketer of this century is nonsense. I mean, he was a good bowler, but he will never be in your top five bowlers of all time or top five bowlers of this century. He will not be in your top five batsmen of this century. क्या मजाक चालू है ये? I think Ponting said something like Jack Ellis is the greatest cricketer of this century or something like that. And everyone picked it up. क्या क्या पागल हो गया? How many great spells do you remember from Jack Ellis? The guy has an average of 40 in England and Australia. On what universe is he the greatest cricketer of this century? That's absolute nonsense. And that is coming from someone who genuinely loves Jack Ellis. He is a great cricketer, but he is not the greatest cricketer of this century. That's nonsense. Ah, अरे क्या? Okay. He again. I'll just keep ranting. Goat all rounder, maybe, but definitely no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He wasn't the greatest batsman. He wasn't the greatest bowler. How many great spells do you remember from Jack Ellis? I remember one against England. That's about it. Of course, I'm exaggerating. I'm not saying that there were no great spells. He was supremely consistent in every format. So I'll give him that. Come on, but he is not the great. He is not the greatest cricketer of this century. Is he underrated? Everyone agrees that Jack Ellis is a great cricketer, no? Tell me a guy who says that he's not a great cricketer. I just have a problem with saying that Jack Ellis is the greatest cricketer. That's nonsense. By the way, Akash Chopra, when he was new, he was a decent player. He was a decent player in that Australian tour and Pakistan tour and 3, 4 of those tours. He was a decent player. He was an excellent fielder, by the way. He was an excellent fielder. Yes, on point. He's rated aptly. He was a good all-rounder, no doubt, but not at all. Exactly, and that list does not have such Shane Warne. That list does not have Lara. That Lara had his career's best run during his last 3 to 4 years. He scored like 1500s in his last, I don't know, 40 test matches or something like that. I don't recall the start right now. Shane Warne in 2000, मतलब post 99 Shane Warne was a different animal. पागल हो गए ये क्रिकेट फॉर वाले साले. अरे 100% भाई, 100%. How did I forget Jumbo? Jumbo from 2003 was world class. Uske pehle he always had issues outside India, but Anil Kumble, oh my god, great bowler, great bowler. Anyone who says that Anil Kumble is not a great bowler doesn't understand cricket. Anil Kumble was a great bowler, amazing. No, I'm giving you just video ideas I've seen do. Acha, 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 acha. All right, all right, all right. So over Spotham, Imran Khalor are better than I mean, so many man, so many. Kapil Dev, Richard Hadley, so many. Hey Parth, how's it going, man? I hope you're doing well. We are going to do daily live streams during World Cup, so please tune in. Pakka join karo. Hey Anand, Sachin is clear by my known. I mean, see, again, I'm a huge Sachin fan. If there is one sportsman I like, one athlete I like over anyone, that's Sachin. Well, matlab, I have different reasons for it. I'm never going to say that Sachin is the greatest batsman of all time. But Sachin is one player who changed the sport. Sachin is like Roger Federer in that sense. Sachin ने पूरा sport change किया. I mean, being the first great attacking batsman, starting that framework is very difficult. Now, people compare Rahul Dravid with Sachin, and I absolutely love Rahul Dravid. I'm absolutely fine with people saying that Rahul Dravid is a top five, यहाँ पे top five, what kind of batsman of the century. I'm absolutely fine with that. But see, Rahul Dravid was from Sunil Gavaskar. Sunil Gavaskar, what can we say? Sunil Gavaskar's school of batting. But Sachin Tendulkar created his own school, and that was a country which where conservative cricket was the norm. Doing that was very, very difficult. So it took him ages to sort of find a right balance between attack and defense. Because there are some innings when Sachin used to be so fiery, and all of a sudden he used to play very defensively because he could not find the right balance. Again, that's my opinion. But yeah, I mean, that is the reason Sachin is so great. Ah, good start. Sanat Jayasuriya more gave wickets than him. Good start. अच्छा स्टार्ट है साला पागल हो गए लोग. Hey man, Crick Info did what? So they actually put out a top 25 greatest cricketer of the century list a few days back, and they had people like Alan Donald, who I think was a great bowler. In my opinion, Alan Donald is in my top three greatest fast bowlers. He was that good, and they had Donald in that panel. They had I think Stoinis or something like that in the panel, and they rated Callis for some reason. That's the greatest cricketer of all time. Irritating. Uh, okay, I'll have to plead ignorance. I don't watch IPL. मैं बिल्कुल आईपीएल देखता नहीं हूँ तो मुझे कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं है आईपीएल में क्या चल रहा है. आई नो दैट ही अनफॉलोड मुंबई इंडियंस का ये इंस्टाग्राम और समथिंग लाइक दैट. That's about it. I don't know anything more than that. Sanat Jaiswaria has more. No, that's a completely different comparison, right? We are not comparing Sanat Jaiswaria as a bowler with Shane Warne. That's insane. But yeah, Sanat Jaiswaria was a very, very fine player. Fine player. No, sorry. Oh, sorry, guys. Sachin as a bowler is quite. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Okay. Now, Flintoff. Flintoff, fantastic bowler. Do you recall that great spell he had against Jack Callis? वो पागल कर दिया था जैक कैलिस को उसने. See, I'm not putting Callis down because of it, but Flintoff batting, bowling दोनों अच्छा था. मतलब he was a match winner with his batting and bowling. Callis could have been a match winner with his batting, but definitely not with his bowling. I think Ian Bill is pretty underrated. Cook, I'm somehow not a huge fan of. I like watching Ian Bill. I liked watching Ian Bill. I thought he was a really good player. I see the player I love and I think who is probably the most underrated batsman of all time is Grant Thorpe. What a phenomenal player, man. What a phenomenal player. England were absolutely shit. And he always turned up. He turned up against West Indies, he turned up against India. And so, I mean, it's so sad that he passed away the way he did. He was suffering from depression. He had a lot of mental health issues. He He attempted suicide. So it's very sad story. But Grant Thorpe on that India tour, he scored I think 60 odd in the first test, and he had to leave India because he had issues with his wife. So it's a very sad story. And yeah, Grant Thorpe, in my opinion, probably the most underrated cricketer. Now, I would like to know what who your underrated cricketer is, guys. Hey, caps for emphasis sounds a lot like giving the GOAT a player award to a midfielder when it's clearly Messi. It's clearly Messi. Yeah, I absolutely love Messi, so I don't mind. By the way, Mangesh Singh finally remembered how to live stream on YouTube. I almost started to think कि अंक को भूलने की बीमारी हो गई है साले नालायक. CM Saab, we are going to do a daily live streams on during World Cup. So please join in. Please tune in. We need you. हम लोग अपने को बहुत लोग चाहिए, but we need you specifically. सचिन ने जैसे अपना बैटिंग स्कूल बनाया, एल मैंगो भी हापुस मॉइलिंग का स्कूल बनाएगा. ओ मेरे ख्याल से अभी कुछ हापुस का कंसाइनमेंट आया है, और हापुस में कुछ वो उसका अल रोहिको का माल डाल के वो उससे बात करने के लिए गया वहां पे मेक्सिकन से. अभी वर्ल्ड कप आया, इसके लिए बहुत सारे मेक्सिकन भी है कनाडा में, तो वो उसके लिए वो पूरा सेट करने के लिए गया वो. Uh, see, I genuinely like Virat. I genuinely love watching Virat bat. बहुत अच्छा खेलता है वो. But if you talk about his test in see, I think Virat is a bit like Ponting, in the sense when Ponting. Okay, let me think about this. What I want to say is, Virat is a bit like Ponting in the sense when Ponting was at his peak physical strength or at his peak physical fitness. Ponting was exceptional, and so was Virat. When post 2019, when his body started slowing down, मेरे ख्याल से विराट का game was affected. If you talk about ODI cricket, a lot of people think that Virat is a better ODI batsman than Sachin, but my argument is always the same, right? So in the when Sachin used to play, he had fielding restrictions, the number of ballers, the pitch ka conditions, bat ka ye. Sachin ka bat ka weight tha I think 1 kg, 480 grams, and that was huge back in the day. You very few people had such heavy bat. Lance Klusener was one. I think he had 1 kg, 600 grams or 650 grams, something like that. I think uh, Klusener was one. Clive Lloyd was another. But because of all these reasons, I will always rate Sachin ahead of Virat. But again, I love watching Virat. और बहुत उसका बैटिंग देखने के लिए मजा आता है. मतलब ही इज वन ऑफ दोस गाइस. सो आई टेल यू समथिंग. विराट इन 2016 का T20 वर्ल्ड कप, I he reminded me of Sachin, especially with that great inning against Australia in the quarterfinal. So I like Virat. I love watching Virat bat. I don't think he's see for me Sachin is Sachin. If someone says that, say someone like Kapil or Sunil Gavaskar is better than ahead of Sachin, I'm absolutely fine with that. But not Virat. No way, not Virat. But yeah, I love watching Virat, and again, Virat sort of excelled from that Sachin Tendulkar school of attacking, right? And he probably was the one that completely completely he passed in flying colors. Let's just say, if I have to watch batting, I like someone like VVS Lakshman, and VVS Lakshman at number 6 was, I think, very fantastic player. While playing at number 6, he had an average of above 50. And yeah, I think Virat between that 2014-18 reminded me. I don't want to make comparisons. Virat probably is better technically than Lakshman, but जो होता है ना hand eye coordination and जो देखने का मजा होता है, तो I really enjoyed watching Lakshman bat. Yeah. See, I'll tell you something. I don't watch that much cricket nowadays. So more often, I mean, I'm oblivious to a lot of news about cricket. And I know that Surya has been removed as a cricket captain, but I really don't have an opinion. Don't have an sort of educated opinion about this. I'll be very honest. अरे भाई, अरे एम्ब्रोस, सी मैं आपको बोलता हूँ संजीव, एम्ब्रोस वॉज समवन, वो मतलब मराठी में हम लोग बोलते हैं कि तो बैट्समैन ला हलू दे ऐसा नहीं, मतलब वो बैट्समैन को हिलने देता नहीं था बिल्कुल. He was that deadly. You just could not hit him. It was very difficult to play against Ambrose. was very difficult to play against. So the likes of Ambrose Walsh, I liked Ambrose more. If you talk about top five great fast bowlers I've seen, I think I'm biased towards Wasim Akram. Wasim Akram for me probably is the greatest fast bowler that I saw. But you have Alan Donald again. It's either of Alan Donald or Wasim Akram for me. But Magra, Ambrose, great bowlers, sir. All of them are great. About Calix being one of the greatest of this, I'm about to put a case for Calix being greatest of all time. Oh, come on. CM Saab, this is too much. Mami has made you bonkers, CM Saab. अरे शुगा तो क्या हाल है भाई प्रणाम प्रणाम हाउस इट गोइंग क्या हाल है क्या चालू है अरे नहीं भाई नॉट स्पोर्ट्स encyclopedia I remember a lot of things मतलब I watched as a kid or while growing up I remember that stuff about cricket and football sports encyclopedia बहुत ज्यादा हो गया but yeah thank you so much भाई लास्ट लूजर see last loser in ODIs was insane man he was insane बहुत भारी था वो at World Cup 99 मतलब World Cup 99 in my opinion is the greatest World Cup that I have seen cricket World Cup and even though India won in 2011, it was a great World Cup for us. But if you are a neutral, I would say World Cup '99 is the greatest World Cup in the ODI history. What a World Cup, man! What an absolutely brilliant World Cup. क्या होता है ना कि ये इंग्लैंड में जो भी क्रिकेट का कॉम्पिटिशन होता है ना टूर्नामेंट्स होता है वो बहुत सही होता है यार बहुत सही होता है और तभी क्या था ना ड्यूरिंग 99 वो गोरे लोग साले औकात में रहते थे बिकॉज इंग्लैंड हैड सच अ टेरिबल टीम अभी ये साला वो लोग वर्ल्ड कप जीत गया 2019 में तो बहुत साला उड़ रहा है आजकल वो लोग बट दैट टीम इट वाज again it wasn't a great team but I thought they had a great captain Nasir Hussain क्या कैप्टन था यार see I mean if you want to judge a captain or if you want to say judge a manager it's basically about uh, what he gets when he gets the best out of your team. That's your manager, yeah, or that's your captain, right? Nasir Hussain used to do that. Nasir Hussain, as a captain, won the Test series in Sri Lanka, won Test series in Pakistan, and wo log sala gora log they could not play spin bowling, but he did that. So he had that. He developed that team. He later, when Michael Vaughan became captain after uh, sorry, after was it during or after? Because Grammy Smith became South Africa's captain after Sean Pollock resigned. Then Nasser Hussain, uh, did he leave his captaincy midway in that South Africa series? I don't recall. But it was a great series, by the way. England South Africa series of 2003 during my mera basically 11 chalu tha tabhi. So I had so much free time, so I watched it. Fantastic series. Grammy Smith just scored a couple of double hundreds, and Michael Vaughan became captain. It was a great series, huh? Great series to watch. Uh, Underrated बोले तो one and only person who's fan they finds the numbers. I yeah, super underrated. Yeah, famous Portugal. Hey Sumit, how's it going? I did not get what you're trying to say, but welcome to the stream, man. अरे यार दिमाग खराब हो गया वो थ्रोट में मैं साला इतना डॉक्टर के पास जाता हूँ डॉक्टर बोलता है कुछ नहीं है दिस इज जस्ट एन एलर्जी ड्यू टू पोल्यूशन एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ नॉनसेंस लेकिन मुझे वापस जाना पड़ेगा क्योंकि वर्ल्ड कप में बहुत बड़बड़ करनी है अपने को सो जाना पड़ेगा आई गो इट्स मच बेटर एक्चुअली बट स्टिल वो कॉन्स्टेंटली जब व्हेन आई टॉक फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम वो होता ही है एकिंग थोड़ा थ्रोट एकिंग होता ही है बट इज हसी मामला अंडररेटेड हसी मामला is rated aptly, right? Is he underrated? Hey, Shivai. Kai Montos, how's it going? By the way, Shivai, which national team do you support so we can have a lot of banter during the World Cup? All right. Vamos Portugal. Yeah, vamos Portugal. क्या चालू है? Speaking of all-rounders, Andrew Simons deserves. I would say Andrew Simons was an underrated batsman. I think the one of the reasons that Australia won. Sorry, just give me a moment, guys. Hmm. Sorry. I think the main reason Australia won the World Cup 2003 was because of Andrew Simons. He scored that great 100 against Pakistan in the first game. and they were struggling. He scored a great 100 against Sri Lanka in the semi-final. So I think that was Andrew Simon. Andrew Simon was insane in that one. Great fielder, by the way. क्या थ्रो था साला, किधर से भी सारा स्टंप को मारता था वो. Amazing cricketer, useful bowler. So yeah, I used to like the heavy bat gave him the tennis elbow. Yeah, before. I mean, see, yeah, that makes sense. So basically, Sachin ka pura tennis elbow was wear and tear, right? But Aditya, I'll tell you something. Tennis elbow, Sachin had tennis elbow in 2004. And if you, I would say that when he had back issues in 99, उसके बाद उसका explosiveness कम हुआ and he became more of an artist. So if you look at, say, Sachin, say, on India's tour of Australia or South Africa in 2000, 2001, he was more of an artist. And in my opinion, matlab he had, I mean, see, I can do 10 live streams every day about Sachin. And the way Sachin adapted right from, matlab there are different Sachins. From 1989 to say 93, 94 is a different Sachin. From 94 to 98, 99 was a different Sachin. He was more explosive. Earlier, he was a bit sort of, I mean, he was just a kid, man. He was just a young boy. So he was a bit careless earlier. Then he became sort of a classical player. Then he struggled in 2004 to 2007. And 2007 to 2011, that Sachin was probably the most reliable Sachin. तभी ऐसा लगता ही नहीं था सचिन आउट होगा. He was that reliable. But yeah, to attain that stage, to reach that level, he had to reinvent and adapt over the years, right? So I mean, yeah, Sachin, as I said, I can do live stream about Sachin every day. I love him that much. Hey, bhai, how's it going, man? Watching from Kolhapur. Hey, thank you so much, bhai. Thank you so much. Swayam, काय म्हणतोस, कसा आहेस? Thank you so much for logging in. अभी World Cup मध्ये we are going to do a lot of live streams during World Cup, so please join. अनिर्बन भाई, डॉक्टर साहब, क्या हाल है? How's it going? थाला थाला गिश. I read it just now. Yeah, how's it going, भाई? How's it going? So हम लोग बेसिकली ना रोहन, हम लोग अभी क्रिकेट का बोलना चालू किया है एंड किसी ने जैक कैलिस का नाम लिया और मेरी तार सरक गई यहाँ पे. जैक कैलिस, आई शपथ. So yeah, I'm just ranting about him, and then we started talking about cricket. 38-year-old young Virat Kohli was the highest run scorer for I love his energy. See, that's the thing, right? What I like about Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli has been, at least he was consistent in three formats at once. Sachin did not play T20 barely played T20, right? He played for IPL from say 2007 to 2013. But Virat is, when it comes to T20 cricket, Virat is the undisputed GOAT. Even Virat haters can't deny that. He is the undisputed GOAT. So one can make an argument that Virat has sort of completed the limited overs cricket. You can make that argument. But when it comes to, see, I always look at sort of the starting point. And for me, someone who starts something, that person is probably better than the rest, because starting a moment is very difficult. Being part of a moment is comparatively easy, and of course, being part of a moment and taking it to the next level is also difficult. I mean, if we have to talk about, say, in football, Guardiola is great, but before Pep Guardiola, there was, say, someone like Arrigo Sacchi. He used to watch Sacchi. You had Johan Cruyff, and was Sabka Bap was Rinus Michels. So who do we rate? Do we say that Pep Guardiola is the greatest manager of all time, or should we say Rinus Michels is the greatest manager of all time? See, I have more admiration for people, or admiration for people who start the moment. So for me, I'll always have more admiration for someone like Rinus Michels. Not that I know a great deal of Rinus Michels, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Swayam is asking your favorite for this World Cup. I mean, I don't know who is going to win. It's so difficult to actually predict who is going to win, right? It's always difficult to predict who is going to win. बहुत difficult रहता है. I mean, human beings are not we are not wired for predictions. अपना prediction हमेशा गलत ही होता है. From my experience, जो भी favorite होता है वो कभी जीता नहीं है World Cup. Now the favorites are Spain and France. So I'm expecting Spain or France दोनों शायद नहीं जीतेगा. I mean, this is just from my past experience. वो होगा नहीं. वन थिंग आई एम नॉट श्योर ऑफ, और हम लोग आज इंग्लैंड का हम लोग ने वीडियो अपलोड किया, कल फ्रांस का आ जाएगा. वन वन थिंग आई एम स्लाइटली, आई एम नॉट श्योर व्हाई Deschamps only has five midfielders is sort of confusing to me, especially when you play in the US. They are playing going to play in heat. Nobody will be able to press that well. Oh, they over 7 weeks. Sorry, no, over 4 weeks. It will be very difficult to do that. So team needs people who are good on the ball, right? People they need players who are good on the ball. And England do not have anyone who is good on the ball. Kobe, I mean, I'm talking about someone like Vitinha. I'm talking about someone like Petri, who can keep the ball. I'm talking about someone like De Jong, who can keep the ball. France पे वैसा कोई नहीं है. It's not like कि, I mean, see, France in 2018 they had three-man midfield, right? Pogba wasn't exactly number 10. He played as a box-to-box midfielder. He did not have a free role. Then in 2022, there was Antoine Griezmann who used to sort of play in the midfield, along with Chouameni and Rabiot. So I'm a bit surprised by. I mean, Deschamps throughout his career has played that 4-2-3-1 formation. I'm not sure if 35-year-old N'Golo Kante, Chouameni is a fantastic player. Rabiot is much better player than people give him credit for. But who is going to help them out? You have Abhi, matlab, the way France are playing right now. I was watching them yesterday. Michael Olise scored a hat trick. Insane game. He had an amazing. It was against Northern Ireland. You have Mbappe. I mean, embarrassment of riches when it comes to attack, right? Probably, I don't remember watching such a look, having any team having such a great attack in the last 20 years at the World Cup. I'm talking about the attacking squad, not the first, the front three, the starting lineup, because the way I saw it, they are playing. Mbappe is playing as number 9. You have Usman Bhai Dembele. You have a lot of times it's Olisi or Cherki. They're playing as number 10, and say Olisi as number 10, Olisi on the right hand side or Cherki as number 10. Again, they are sort of changing that, chopping and changing that. So who is going to help out the midfield? Same thing happened for Bayern Munich against PSG. They were playing with 4-2-3-1. But who will help out the midfield? कौन help करेगा midfield को? I mean, I'm a bit, see, वैसे देखेंगे तो फ्रांस को कोई भी देख के ऐसा बोलेगा at first glance anyone can say that France will win the World Cup. At first glance everyone will say that just based on their attack. But what about the middle? I think keeping the ball will be very, very important during this World Cup. Again, see, Virat 2014. Again, I make the same point, right? Virat is more like Ricky Ponting. When he was at his peak physical fitness, he was unstoppable, just like Ponting. लेकिन उसका fitness कब हुआ? When he was not at his peak, his batting got affected. So he more than Sachin, he's closer to Ponting in my opinion. And yeah, 14 to 18, Virat was sensational, man. Amazing, amazing. Bang bhai, क्या हाल है? क्या चल रहा है? Do you think countries like Colombia and Ecuador have an upper age over some European countries due to weather conditions? I mean, see, I'll tell you something. I read this somewhere that people think that sort of your South American countries have an edge over European countries. Of course, it's cold in Europe. I'm pretty sure that when it comes to climatic conditions, they are better suited to play in this World Cup over European countries. But what I read was the distance between Buenos Aires and New York or New Jersey is more than the distance between India or say Mumbai and London. ये इतना difference है. So it's not like कि वो मतलब it's not like ये क्या बोलते हैं ना कि you are British and you are playing in France. It's ये इतनी पास में नहीं खेल रहे हो. And favorites to win the World Cup. See, right now I'm completely clueless. I am completely clueless. I think it is not that straightforward. a lot of people are saying France, and France have a great chance of winning the World Cup, but I don't think it is that straightforward. इतना straightforward नहीं है, because a lot of things matter. Uh, in my opinion, any team that wins the World Cup, they are not just good in attack; they are very solid defensively. They have decent back four, and they also have a good midfield cover. The Brazil of 2002 World Cup, people remember it for Ronaldo, Romario. Sorry, not Ronaldo, Romario, but people remember Brazil 2002 for Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo. They also had two more attacking players in Cafu and Roberto Carlos, but they also had a solid defense. They had Rocky Jr., they had Lucio, they had in the midfield, they had Edmilson who could play at the back or in the midfield. You had Cleverson, Gilberto Silva. I know Cleverson is a sort of a joke figure for United fans, but the guy won the World Cup. He started the World Cup final. He started a few games in that World Cup. So he was clearly doing something right. So for any team to win the World Cup, it is extremely important for them not only to have great attack, but also they need to have a very good defense. आप कोई भी वर्ल्ड कप देखो 2022 का अर्जेंटीना टीम दे हैड अ फैंटास्टिक डिफेंस they were very good at the back 2018 का फ्रांस टीम they had Rafael fucking Varane. People forget Rafael Varane between 2010 to 2018-19 was what a fantastic defender he was. They had Rafael Varane, they had N'Golo bloody Kante. Kante for me could be the greatest defensive midfielder in the Premier League. One of the greatest defensive midfielders of all time. The guy did not stop running. They had that. You look at Germany. You had someone like Boateng and Hummels and Manuel Neuer. Look at Spain. They had Puyol, PK and Casillas. और midfield का तो Busquets तो छोड़ ही दो. Italy. Look at Brazil. Look at 98 France. तो ऐसा नहीं होता कोई कि just any team wins just because of their attack. They also need defensive stability. Argentina had that. Dibu Martinez, he might not be a Casillas or Neuer, but Dibu Martinez is a huge personality. वो लास्ट का कोलम्बोवानी का जो सेव किया, how many people could save that? Not many. So again, I'm genuinely Dank bhai, I'm not really sure who's going to win the World Cup. But I think people are sort of, even I did that. Because Brazil only had 5 midfielders, now they have Ederson. So I don't know. That could change things. Because how can you play with Casemiro, who is 34, and Casemiro, who is 34, Fabinho, who is 30 something? You need more energy, right? So Brazil only had 5 midfielders, and after the game against Panama, so they won that friendly against Panama 6-2. And Ancelotti, after the game, said that I need to rethink of my tactics. We are talking about Carlo fucking Ancelotti, one of the greatest coaches of all time. So I'm not going to underestimate Brazil. I'm not going to underestimate Argentina. See, Argentina, I have few doubts about Argentina. In this sense, Argentina का क्या हो रहा है कि a lot of Argentine players who were flying during last World Cup, they struggled for their club teams. I'm a huge Enzo Fernandez ka fan, but he's had an average season for Chelsea, or probably he was better than I think he was, but his club struggled. Alex McAllister had an average season. See, ऐसा नहीं था. It wasn't the case कि बाबा लिवरपूल खराब खेल रहा है और इसके लिए एलेक्स मैकलिस्टर अच्छा खराब खेल रहा है. Szoboszlai was their best player. McAllister wasn't. Rodrigo De Paul has been playing in the US, so in a low intensity league. They have someone like yeah. What's that kid's name? Barcola, right? No, not Barcola. What the fuck is that kid's name? Who's playing for Strasbourg? Yeah, but basically, again, if they have to manage the situation, I think Scaloni can do it. Scaloni can do it really, really well. Because they lost the first game in last World Cup, and then he sort of changed his formation and Valentin Barco. That's right. Valentin Barco. Thanks, Advait and Rohan. Valentin Barco. Valentin Barco is one of those players who are sort of he can occupy different positions on the pitch. You have Lech also. Lech also, yeah. Lech also, yeah. Again, he was a definite starter, or not. He was supposed to be in the squad last World Cup, but he got injured. But I think he had a very good game for Argentina. I did not watch that game, but I just read reports that he was very good. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to underestimate Brazil or Argentina. अरे स्वयं भाई मैं मेरा वो आदत है मैं जब भी मोनोलॉग में चला जाता हूँ मैं चैट पढ़ना भूल जाता हूँ बट आई एम वेरी सॉरी आई रीड चैट्स नाउ भाई भारी क्रिकेट या भाई अरे क्रिकेट तो देख के मतलब मैं bit from 94 to 2002 it was all cricket, right? So yeah. Oh, absolutely. I did not watch any of them to be very honest, but yeah. See, England was very good at post 2003 to 2005 6 they were good. Like in Australia में जाके they got just battered. अरे ओके स्वयं मैं भाई स्वयं का पहले चार्ट पढ़ता हूँ उसका कोई चाहिए रहेगा तो कि स्वयं हाँ बहुत सारा चैट है चलो लेट मी गो थ्रू चैट मेरा अभी मोनोलॉग बंद कर देता हूँ ignoring live chats अरे आई एम नॉट ignoring live chats स्वयं प्लीज if you प्लीज कम बैक मंगेश कभी कभी क्रिकेट का भी स्टोरी टेलिंग करो इवन इट इज अनदर चैनल डिस्कसिंग या दैट्स द प्लान I really want to get into vintage cricket and mainly I want to get into vintage cricket writing. That's something I really want to do. For scripted, I remember Amitabh Bachchan tweeting, "If you have notes and I have one, technically I have more money." I don't recall this. Matlab, what I'm not getting the reference about Amitabh Bachchan. What do you like more, Graham Smith, Stoss, or Cook? I like Graham Smith. He was a gutsy player. He was a very good captain. He won in Australia twice, if Test series in Australia twice, if I'm not mistaken. He was a gutsy player. He wasn't a sort of elegant. He was gutsy. All right. To which epoch है? I did not get this. Maybe शायद मैं ये गया था monologue में. Lots of things written in and that weren't witnessed by the writer. Sank is simply recollecting what is over. Please tell England will win the World Cup. They might. They might, Advait. Don't underestimate England. Sydney Sweeney, that's a very tough choice. I think it could be Raki Sawant, man. Sydney Sweeney तो उसके no, could be Raki Sawant. Ankit in his flow state, don't disturb. It's fascinating to see Mano. Thank you, bhai. Because of De Bruyne, so I support Belgium. Sadness, but I cried into the goat lift award. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a great moment. It was a great moment. I'll keep that during one of our live World Cup here. Jackie Sawant is so good, no doubt about it. Uska oratory skills, uska, I mean, forget about how she looks. Uska oratory skills, I think, are you can't match it. Sydney Puranik, that is correct. CM Saab, that is 100% correct. Yeah, true. Entire cricket team on his back. True, true. Putting the ceiling, limited over one only grave injustice to Virat at one time he was. Yeah, he was. See, Virat between 2014 to 18 was sensational, man. He was great. What do you think is the next stage of T20 franchise cricket? I think it's UCL. See, I really don't care about T20. It's not like I don't care about T20 cricket, but I don't care about franchise cricket. I hope, I mean, I missed 50 over cricket. I miss limited over international, man. I used to love one day cricket. So yeah, I'm hard में जाए T20 के Big Bash मतलब it's like an entertainment, right? It's I'm not saying that you don't need skill set in T20. Of course you do. Of course you do need certain kind of skill set, but it's all batting friendly, right? At least IPL. I think I remember I worked for a company called जिसका नाम अभी याद नहीं आ रहा है मुझे, but I worked there as a sort of sports writer for a month or so, and they used to cover a lot of T20 or ye Big Bash. So I thought Big Bash was a decent competition between bat and ball. It was fun to watch. It was definitely better than watching IPL. Oh yes, he won the orange cap at the age of 38. That's true. That's true. What happened? Okay, Spain was favorite into. I mean, see, Spain was not exactly favorite in 2010. I'm not saying that nobody said that Spain will win the World Cup. Again, they always had that कि अरे यार they won the Euros, so they might not win the World Cup. A lot of people were saying at the time that Argentina or Germany or someone else. मैं एक काम करता हूँ, just छोड़ो ना World Cup 2010 गार्डियन का prediction sector में. वर्ल्ड कप 2010। मैंने इस पे एक छोटा सा पीस लिखा था ऑन लिंक्डइन, सो आई थिंक ये आर प्रेडिक्शंस फ्रॉम गोल्डन बूट टू ये। चलो हम लोग इसको देखते हैं। ये देखो, मैं शेयर कर रहा हूं मेरा स्क्रीन, ठीक है। लेट मी नो इफ यू गाइस कैन सी इट, ठीक है। वर्ल्ड कप 10 आर प्रेडिक्शंस फ्रॉम winners to golden boot। अभी why I picked Guardian, because a lot of people who are working elsewhere, Athletic and other newspapers, a lot of great, a very good sort of journalists used to work at Guardian. So again, Kevin Makara is saying that final will be between Brazil and Argentina. Okay, England's prospect semi-finals. Daniel Taylor. Daniel Taylor said that Spain to edge out Brazil. Daniel Taylor is one of my favorite journalists, by the way. वो आजकल थोड़ा सा अलग ये करता है, वो मतलब he reports about a lot of child abuse cases in football. He writes those big, long articles. But again, I'll come to Daniel Taylor in some time. Paul Wilson again was a decent article. He said Argentina to beat USA, by the way. So because the Diego Maradona was in charge of Argentina, a lot of people thought that Argentina was going to win the World Cup. Richard Williams, Brazil to beat Argentina. Dominic Fifield, Argentina to beat Brazil. Paul Hayward, Brazil versus Spain, the purest team, with Spain nullifying the Brazilian counter at world domination. To add world domination. Okay, so Paul Hayward. So two people said that Spain will win it, but most of it is Brazil or Argentina. Mick McCarthy is saying Spain to Brazil. Oh. So David Platt is saying it's going to be, it was Argentina. Owen Gibson saying Spain versus Brazil, German victory that banished the reputation for Francis victory. Okay, so a few people Spain to win. So out of 8 to 9, Spain to beat Holland. Okay, Sean Engel got it spot on. Spain to beat Holland. All right, all right. So out of 10 people, what was just hold on, just hold on. क्या होता है, विचित्र विचित्र होता है यहाँ पे कुछ साला ब्राउजर में। Just hold on, guys. एक मिनट. Yeah. So yeah, a few people predicted Spain, लेकिन a lot of people also said that it's going to be Brazil or Argentina. Yes, played for once in that कौन सा, ये मेरे को कुछ नहीं समझ रहे भाई, ये तुम क्या बोल रहे हो? ठीक है. What about Manu? I have not seen him much, to be very honest. I haven't. He plays for Roma. He's a good player. So. By the way, when he came on yesterday in one of France's game, he was decent. He was sharp. He was really sharp. So that's a good point. But I'm not sure if Deschamps is going to play three-man midfield. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not sure of that. कि बात आती है एक बंद अकेले. Rabiot is a good player. तो उसका one of his problems is of course his attitude and his mother. उसकी मम्मी बहुत दिमाग खाती है उसका सबका. She fights with everyone. She fights with other players. She fights with the coach. वो सबसे झगड़ा करती है साली. तो वो बहुत दिमाग खाती है. Around it could, no man. That has never been the case. The guy was just one save away from winning 2 World Cups before turning 24 or 23. That guy is something else, man. Olise, amazing player. Performs, I did not have a problem. He performs for me. Yeah. Take a dip. He set the standards so high that even though his average came below 15 much later, that fact is no, I don't think that's the case. I don't think he just. I mean, it was so easy to get his wicket in, at least in Test. It was so easy to do that. So Virat had that. After 2019, Virat had dip in Test. Are playing where the high altitude Indian fans make it. Yeah. They can see, they will reach the knockouts. That is for sure. अभी ground of 32 में साला क्या होता है वो पता नहीं. That's the problem, right? ये कोई भी आपका फॉर्मेट चेंज होता है ना, कुछ भलता सलता हो जाता है. Look at Euro 2016. साला fucking Portugal won it. Who would have thought? किसी को लगा नहीं था पोर्चुगल जीतेगा पहले. Everyone expected France to win or Germany to win. ये क्या पोर्चुगल किधर से आ गया साला उसमें. But because why I'm saying this is they had 3 points in the group stage. 3 points था उनका सिर्फ. But due to the new rule and all that, they got lucky. Of course, they did not just get lucky. They played well. In later stage, they raised their game. So yeah. Hey Nachi, how's it going, man? काय म्हणतोस? काय चालू आहे? Yeah, it's a possibility. USA versus Iran is a possibility. Is a possibility. I see Ecuador might go considering that they are unbeaten for 17. Agreed, agreed. But that's the thing, right? They don't have any attackers, right? They have a crazy defense. They finished second in the in their South American qualifying round behind Argentina, ahead of Brazil, just by 1 point by the way. But yeah, ahead of Brazil. But see, what happens with a lot of teams is कि वो starting बहुत अच्छा करते हैं. But what happens during, say, in round of 32? What happens in round of 16? You have round of 32 and 16. So before reaching quarterfinal, you still have to play. You have to play two games before, after the group stage. So physical condition इतना ये करना, it's not that easy. Sorry. Mangesh Bhai, do you think fullbacks and CDMs are important for controlling the tempo and making attacking chances for both things, especially in the first or then keeping position? Like, uh, see, CDMs are important, man. I mean, see, what I would say is someone who can keep the ball is extremely important. If you're any player who can keep the ball, who can maintain position effectively, is extremely important. That player is extremely important for your attack. Be it your centre back, be it your sort of holding player, be it your fullbacks. They are extremely, extremely important. Yeah. GG ball is haram ball, McCallum ball is halal ball. बाउंड्री काउंट रूल टू 500 नोट से एक मिनट मैं अभी थोड़ा नीचे जाता हूँ मैं देखता हूँ बाकी सब लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं I'll start from the back. A question or if players were restricted to play only for birth nation, you think AFCON becomes the Euro hype? No, but it's well, you it's not just that you have good players and you'll win, right? You also need good infrastructure. So with France's good infrastructure, a lot of African players of African origin, they are benefiting, right? So it's a combination of a lot of things. It's not just uh, AFCON. It's also a very good infrastructure. So France had that issue in 1970s. मतलब, yeah, even before 98 World Cup, they were not sure if उनका स्टेडियम में लोग फुटबॉल देखने के लिए आएंगे या नहीं आएंगे because Paris and France is all about intellectuals and all that, right? So they thought that they prefer sitting in front of the TV and watching and उसपे बकचोदी करना अच्छा लगता है उनको. So France wasn't exactly a footballing nation. They reached the final of the first World Cup. I think they reached the final. Then 1958 they reached the semi-final. उसके बाद they were मतलब it was ridiculous. From after 1986, the first time they qualified for the World Cup by playing qualifiers was 2006. They did not qualify for 1990, did not qualify for 94. They qualified for 98 because it was in France, so they had that host guy advantage. They won the World Cup in 98, so they played in 2002. Again, they did not play qualifiers. And then they played qualifiers after they qualified by playing qualifiers after 20 years. So France wasn't exactly a football nation that we think they are. Same with Spain. I would have spent, yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel bad, right? Matlab, the player is so young and he gets injured, but of course he'll get his chance next time. See, what I would say, Sushant, is Spain's defense complements their midfield. वो अच्छा compliment करता है. Okay, my prediction was, oh, that's nice. That's nice, Shubita. That's nice. कमिंग टू इंडिया बाय द वे अगेन वापस आ रहे हैं वो लोग Any shorts of winning this World Cup? They have a good balance between star power and hard work. As if the defense plays what they have. See, they have a chance, but I think they have a chance. I think they have a chance. They can play the ball. They can keep the ball. But do they have? I mean, do they have that experience in the midfield? Yeah. So just to give you an example, if someone like say uh, Bruno Guimaraes decide that I am going to turn into sort of Terminator now and मैं सबको लात मारना चालू करूंगा. Will they be able to sustain? This is something I'm not sure of because they haven't faced that before. But again, semifinals for sure. Yeah. I mean, no, CR7 hasn't got it, man. He has become a parody of himself. Once a great player, but now, no, not that good. Vichitra is in browser. Yeah, हे मला कळलं नाही. I did not get this. Uh, all right. Let's also. His pronunciation is something different. अरे शिफ्ट टू मूवीज नहीं भाई मुझे काम करना है अभी थोड़ा सा अपने अपने ही चैनल का काम करना है तो मैं 2 मिनट में बंद कर देता हूँ आज का स्ट्रीम मैं कल से रोज बात करेंगे भाई आई नीड टू टॉक अबाउट दी थंबनेल्स वर्ल्ड कप का आई नीड टू उसका लाइव स्ट्रीम का कॉन्फ़िगरेशन भी देखना आई नीड टू लोगो कल लॉन्च करना है उसका देखना है थोड़ा सा एडिटिंग भी करना है तो मेरा आई हैव अ लॉन्ग नाइट अहेड ऑफ मी सो बट या ऑफ कोर्स विल टॉक ड्यूरिंग थ्रू आउट द वर्ल्ड कप मैन विल हैव 50 दिन है और 50 दिन क्या पूरी लाइफ है बात करने के लिए लेकिन वर्ल्ड कप में तो पक्का बात करेंगे यार also what is the new logo? It's a really smart and cool one. Yeah, I don't want to say it right now. I think you will like it. I think you guys will like it. My point was scoring early from back passes from fullback to from set pieces, then keeping the ball as much. Okay. From fullback or from set pieces, then keeping the ball was my. Yeah, I mean, see, क्या था ना स्पेन का क्या था बेसिकली a lot of people thought that oh my god they are just keeping possession but that's how they won the game that's how they won the World Cup and by the way Anshul thank you so much for reminding and thank you so much for joining लाइक कर दो भाई सब 10 लाइक है ये मेरे को चीज याद नहीं रहता तुम लोग याद करवाओ यार कोई ना कोई तुम लोग में से याद करवाओ ये तो लाइक शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब भाई लोग अपने को वर्ल्ड कप में 3000 सब्सक्राइबर कंप्लीट करने हैं नेक्स्ट 40 दिन में ये अपना टारगेट रहने वाला है तो अभी तुमको सबको मैं वाइवा एक टीचर जैसा टारगेट देने वाला हूँ या प्रोजेक्ट हेड जैसा टारगेट देने वाला हूँ Uh, but yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But again, see, क्या हुआ है ना कि now people know how to, they have sort of figured out how to deal with that. The issue in 2010, or I'll tell you an example of Michael Carrick. In 2009 Champions League final, Alex Ferguson gave strict instruction to United players that let Barcelona have possession, let them have possession, you are not going to chase them. But the teams were simply not used to playing without that much fun. They were simply not used to that kind of tactical setup. कि ball नहीं है, it sort of created anxiety among them. And Carrick said that we used to leave our positions all the time at Barcelona, have at Manchester United. That's not the case now. People know how to play without the ball. And see, the thing is, scoring early from long pass, there is no guarantee, right? Guarantee नहीं है कि you will be able to score early. इसका कुछ guarantee नहीं है. I mean, that could be probably a good tactic, but I think execution is very, very difficult, to be very honest. अरे थैंक यू सो मच गौतम भाई थैंक यू सो मच अरे पूरा गांड मारो कंटेंट बनाने वाले हैं अपन डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट थैंक यू सो मच भाई थैंक यू सो मच keep a sub count visible at all times on the screen makes no yeah I'll do that for sure by the way मैंने ब्राजील बोरो को 330 वॉच चला 100% होगा भाई सब बिग टीम्स का तो होगा ही होगा मैं तो करने वाला हूँ पक्का करने वाला हूँ ब्राजील बोरो को तो करने वाला हूँ बिकॉज अरे भाई डेक्सटर भाई सो जाओ उड़ जाओ 3 बजे मैच देखने के लिए. दिस इज व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू व्हेन आई यूज्ड टू वर्क. अरे मुझे एक बात बताओ, कीपर शेयर. ओके ठीक है, चल 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 चल, पक्का पक्का करता हूँ, पक्का करता हूँ. 100% आई विल डू दैट. और मैं उसका वो ये टिकर तो एटलीस्ट चालू रखता हूँ. या I'll start working on creatives. Thomas Tuchel said that England team is World Cup should represent the PL and physically. Do you think it's right philosophy to create national team on? I mean, see, that's so. I think that's a logical explanation. Logical ये, क्योंकि any team should play according to their strength while adding a lot of other things on the way. Uh, uh, a lot of what someone like Bastian Schweinsteiger thought was that after Pep Guardiola's influence in Germany, a lot of people started playing like Spain, and they were not meant to play like that, and they struggled. This is something a World Cup winner of a man of the match in the World Cup final says that. So it's very important to maintain your identity, man. Be it Italy, be it England, any country. न्यू लोगो भाई, न्यू लोगो कल नहीं तो परसों होगा. हाँ, 100% होगा. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen much of JJ Gabriel. A lot of people think that he reminds them of Ravel Morrison. If he reminds them of Ravel Morrison, though, oh my god, he's going to be very good. If because Ravel Morrison in his youth days was killer. He was a killer. Friendlies one by one, सबसे boring इंग्लैंड का ही मैच था. या बट एनीवेज गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वाचिंग. हम लोग कल से जस्ट इन केस पहले किसी ने ये किया नहीं, द प्लान इज टू डू डेली लाइव स्ट्रीम्स. हम लोग एक अराउंड 8:30 या 9 लाइव स्ट्रीम पक्का करेंगे रोज. Along with that, we'll do the watch along based on कौन सा मैच है, because honestly doing watch along for every game is not feasible. और मेरी नींद का भोसड़ा लगने वाला है, so it is not feasible. So what I'll do is I'll definitely do a live stream every day along with watch alongs of big teams initially, और फिर कितना exciting होता है वर्ल्ड कप, based on that I'll sort of मैं उस पर थोड़ा सा चॉप एंड चेंज करता हूँ. ठीक है. मंगेश भाई, नेदरलैंड्स के बॉक्स में की पासेस कौन डालेगा? जावी की इंजर्ड की कोई प्लेयर ही नहीं. अरे उनका मतलब वही है ना, नेदरलैंड्स का दे हैव एन decent attack. See, for Netherlands and Germany, you look at their team. If you look at players in isolation, they are good. But when they play as a unit, I am not sure, right? Netherlands have a decent defense, they have a decent midfield, but attack, you can't win the World Cup unless until you have sort of a talisman in your team. Only team who could do that recently was 2006 Italy and 1990 Germany. That's about it. Or koi nahi. But anyway, bhai, I'll just repeat. We'll do daily live stream. I'll try to invite different people. I'll try to uh, sort of chop and change. I'll try to get something new in the content. हम लोग पक्का पक्का बात करेंगे वर्ल्ड कप में. I'll try, as I said, I'll try to do daily live stream at about 8:30 or 9. मुझे बताओ तुम लोग कभी फ्री रहते हो. When do you guys become free? So I'll change. So we'll change that accordingly or ये सब. ठीक है. Anyway, thank you so much guys for watching. Good to talk to you after a long time, after in 9 days. And I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you every day till the end of the World Cup. ठीक है. चलो. Thank you so much. Good night. Shabba khair. Jai Hind. Jai Maharashtra.